It's a beauty, isn't it? Really nice condition. I'll never tire of catching chub, regardless of whether they're 2 or 3 pounds or 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's just brilliant. Decided to get out for a few hours today. Didn't get down to the river till 12:30, 12:45. Yeah, what a brilliant result. I'll just move in just quickly so you can take a look at that lovely colouring. Excuse the if there's any smudging on the lens. I don't think there is. But look at that, isn't that a beautiful fish? Lovely girth to it as well. Nice blunt head. Beautiful. Let's get this brassy warrior back to its lair. Well, as you would have seen earlier in that clip, that nice swim with the undercut bank and some nice structural features, and that lovely 5-pound chevin on the good old blue krill cheese paste. Now that's a bread cheese paste mix of bread, blue cheese, krill powder, a little bit of powdered milk so it helps to aid in letting off a little kind of halo and cloud effect, crushed garlic and salt. Mixed together until it forms a nice, smooth, evenly and uniform paste. Just made until it's a nice putty consistency so you can set the hook and strike through and connect with the fish. Yeah, absolutely made up with that. Just thought I'd come down for a few hours today. Not a really great, kind of video, or the amount of time that I've got to do a full video. But I thought I'd bring the camera with me, of course, and yeah, I decided to do a little short video. Well, as you can see, I'm fishing with the rod tip quite low because the flow's not too bad. I don't always like having the rod up if I can help it, especially if the river's not deep in places. And if the flow's not too bad, I do prefer to either get the rod parallel or the tip dropped a little bit. It just means the line doesn't come off the bottom at such an acute angle. But this is a lovely area in general here. This area here has got a lovely undercut bank. This is actually quite a deeper gully. I'm just trundling a link ledger down and through to this feature down here, which is quite a nice lot of debris and flotsam. But both sides of this particular swim, you've got gullies, and they do produce reasonably good fish. Now, I just want to show you the cheese paste that I'm using. There it is. That's not really telling you too much, really, is it? This is krill blue cheese, or the krill cheese. As I said earlier on the video, that's a mixture of krill, a little bit of dried milk powder for cloudy leak off in the coloured water conditions, crushed garlic, a little inclusion of salt to help bring out the flavour, blue cheese, and a mixture of bread, all brought together and kneaded and moulded until it's a nice uniform kind of colour and consistency. And it's a nice putty consistency. Let's just break that apart. There we go. You can see it's rather well mixed. There's no thick lumpy pieces in there which you don't want because they can obstruct a good hook hold. So yeah, unfortunately, until we have cameras that have got smell-o-vision, I'll just have to tell you what it smells like. It smells like a very old pair of socks meets fermented shrimp, and it just works wonderful. It really does. It's been great, really. Can't complain. But as I said, would you catch on the same with just a standard cheese or cheese paste? I suspect so, but we do as anglers like to tweak our baits, and that's what I've been doing with this, just trying some different things. And when I say I use krill in it, it isn't krill liquid. Now, the reason why I don't use krill oil or krill liquid is because it tends to break the cheese paste down. You're already using a ingredient in the cheese itself that's quite greasy, so adding oil to that causes it to break down. Very hard then to mix a consistent mix that doesn't break up. So what I use is the Hinders shrimp and krill meal. That works out about £3 for around about 800 grams or so. I'm running low on that, but that's what I use. That's a powdered krill and shrimp meal. So what I find with that being powdered, it doesn't cause the cheese paste to break down like adding a krill-based oil or krill-based liquid would. And yeah, just mix it till it's a nice consistency. So once again, just go through the ingredients. That's bread, blue cheese, crushed garlic, salt, and krill, and a little bit of dried milk powder. So that's brought together, all together, and kneaded. Keep kneading it, bringing it all together until it's all uniform, and the bread's nice and smooth, and the paste in general is smooth. And you want a paste that, as I say, is a bit like plasticine or blue tack. You know, you want to be able to strike through and connect with the fish. You don't want a cheese paste, once it hits the cold water, to harden too much, because that is what does generally happen in cold conditions with cheese paste, because you've got the fat of the cheese. So as soon as it hits the water, it will harden up. What I will do on one of my following videos is show you the cheese paste recipe that I make and use, and you'll be able to see that in the following video after this particular trip, and you might find that of some use. As I say, it could be placebo, but you know, it works for me and I'm sticking with it. Anyway, let's carry on fishing, shall we? Superb, lovely chubbly. Looks a nice fish. Looks like it's got quite a scar down its flank. Now, as you know with chub, they love to get into areas where there's snags, and that fish nearly put me. I recasted just down to this near side where the tree here is a bow going into the water. And yeah, it wasn't out there too long. That's what I'm saying. On small rivers like this, where you've got a nice undercut bank and you've got good features both sides, you know, flotsam, you know, debris in general, be that areas where the floods have built up a collection of wood, or areas where the trees go into the water, or a bough of a tree or branches have dropped and they've collected. And they're just great areas, and the fish know this as well. So when you're playing them, you do need to, you know, be steady with them, and just give a steady amount of pressure, and to use the rod tip to its advantage. Just allow the rod to absorb those lunges. Yeah, it's a lovely fish, as I say. Looks around about the £5 mark. Might be a little bit bigger. Who knows? But it's absolutely. It's why I love fishing small rivers like this. You know, so many condensed features and places that fish can hide away, and they are tricky venues. But I tell you what, when they do give their rewards, they certainly do give them in spades. Anyway, get this fish on hooked and yeah, see what it weighs. Yeah, pretty made up with this. It's an absolute cracker. A bit scarred up on both flanks. Looks like it's had a bit of predation attacks. But yeah, wow. Oof. I thought 1.5 I would have been happy with, let alone a fish that's pushing on for 6. Look at that. £5, 15 ounces. Wowzers. Cheese paste doing the business again. Just draw myself back. Oh, look at that, isn't it a beauty? As I said, it's got a bit of scarring on both flanks. This flank that I'm showing you is probably the worst for the scarring though. Bloody hell. Excuse my English, but yeah, made up. And some. As you can see there, it really did make for those undercut bank and the boughs of the tree. It's a beauty, isn't it? Whoopee. Superb. I'm absolutely thrilled. I mean, it's thrilled anyway, but it's like double thrilled. It's like a petticoat basically with lots of frills, extra frills. But yeah, lovely build to it, isn't it? Cheese paste again, a little bit of liquidised balls of liquidised bread, and that's got krill mixed in with it, a few maggots mixed in with that as well. Yeah, what an absolute cracker, eh? Perla. Bit of a warrior too. Anyway, let's get it slipped back.